So now what do we do? How do we massage, or how do we find a way to rank candidates?
Let's
So
put all these numbers in a table.
correct. So let's first take a new sheet.
But yeah, okay. Okay.
Let's take a new sheet. And the first thing we'll do is these guys we'll just copy. Okay? The first two columns we'll just copy. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Right. So this piece we have already in. So
Yeah.
GV, we now have the employee name and years of experience here. The next thing we have to do is we've got the appraisal history, but we want to break it down into a set of numbers, right? We don't want it
So that we can add or do average.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
So what we should do is we will copy this data and we will paste it once again in this new scheme, in the new sheet. But now we want to break this up into numbers that are separated by data. And we want each number in a single cell, right? So when you have 0.8, so as an example, when you have 0.8 here, 0.8 comma 0.8 comma 0.8, what you really want is something like this. Right?
Yeah. So that you can do sum.
So that you can do a sum or a count or whatever, right?
Right,
or an average.
Yeah.
So Excel will give you a way of doing this. You select the data that you want to do this transformation on and go inside the tab which says data.
Okay.
In that you will see a button called text to column.
Text to column.
Yes.
Okay.
And what this is going to do is it's going to take text that's there in a cell and it's going to break it into multiple columns. And you can do this in two ways, right? You can either say that this is delimited, and delimited means you use a particular character like a space or a comma or a tab to mark out the end of the data in a particular cell. Or you could say fixed width, like five digits is, goes into one column, the next 5 digits go into another column. Something like that. Okay. So we
in this case, comma.
In our case, we want it delimited, and the delimiter we want is a comma, right? So let's, and the column data format, the output data format we want is general. So we don't want text; we actually want numbers. So we want Excel to
already formatted.
Already formatted. Okay, so let's do that, and it's come, right?
Wow.
So now you've got.
Why did it justify one? Okay, something.
This is because there is a dot at the end, so it cannot. It doesn't realize that.
There's a dot there, huh?
Yeah, there's an extra dot there.
Somebody's entered 0.8 point dot.
Point. Now it's fine.
Oh, people sometimes they do that. This is the thing, right? With data.
Yeah, because
data will be dirty because somebody's entered it.
Won't be always. It's an error-prone operation.
I see, but this manually you can do. How do you do this? Taking out the dot.
This has to be done manually. This would have to be done.
So some amount of cleaning is
some amount of data cleaning would be
some processing automatically, but some manually. Huh?
Correct.
Okay.
And now we will need to give these. So we will call this appraisal year 1. This is appraisal year 2.
Wrap it so that
appraisal year 3. Yeah, I'll wrap it. And just so that it becomes readable, we'll do a wrap text. Okay. And I never like it when it's bottom aligned. So let's format it a little better. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next thing we want to do is, and then we'll leave a column blank because we want to do some processing, right?
We want to do average. Or something.
We'll I think what Varsha had recommended is she wants to know how many times has a employee got a rating of more than 0.7.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Huh?
Huh.
So she doesn't know. Oh, I see.
So
Okay,
she doesn't want average. She wants to know how many times has a employee got a rating of
0.7 must be meaning good, no?
0.7 is acceptable kind of thing, just merely acceptable. 0.75 is probably good.
So you're saying that more than 0.7, how many times they've got?
How many times have they got a rating of more than
So
0.7?
you're looking at whether they're consistently performing
well.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So
But
how do we do that?
You have to count the number of.
We can. So there is a function called COUNTIF,
Okay.
right? And what COUNTIF will do. So let's see what COUNTIF says. COUNTIF says you count from here if greater than 0.7. I think I have to put this in. Sorry. This should be greater than
1.
Oh, no. I'll tell you why. Because I have not taken a range here. I want this to be C2 colon. Yeah. Now you've got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you can see this is count of.
It's strictly greater than, no? So that's why it's 1.
Yeah.
It's not greater than equal to.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see that
some people have got
some of the people are very good and are consistently good. Some
So
of
you
the
don't want
people
to get
are
somebody who's a superstar 1 year and doing very badly next year.
Correct.
That kind of person we don't want.
Correct.
I didn't even know that such things criteria are used.
Yeah.
Huh?
So
you don't want. Okay. I mean, I thought that they'll go for superstar. Not like that.
No.
They look for
interesting.
Somebody.
Interesting, no?
Yeah. So they basically are looking for somebody, even if they're not very good, may not be a superstar,
but consistent performer.
There may be one person getting 0.9, 0.6, 0.9.
But that is not good.
That's considered given only 2
yes.
number. Whereas somebody getting 0.75, 0.75, 0.75
is better.
Will get 3.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Now the next column that we have is number of skills. And again, the same problem we have, which is that we have a list of data which is separated by commas. So
same thing.
What we'll do is we'll go first copy it here. Paste. Now we will do a data
separated by commas.
Text to column.
Text to columns. Okay.
And again, this is delimited. We don't want fixed width. And we want it separated by commas. Here we could have actually said format is text.
Again. Yeah.
But if you say general, then what you are saying is let Excel decide what the format is.
Okay.
So now GV, we've got the data in columns, and you can see that some of the people have sort of 3 skills, some have 2, one person has 4.
4 also there, huh?
4 is also there.
Okay.
Okay. So in this column, we will try and put the count of skills. Okay. So the way to do that is to basically say we will count the number of cells that are not empty.
Okay.
Right?
How do you do that?
COUNTIF. So no, COUNTIF is one way of doing it. There's a simpler way of doing it, which is to there's a function that Excel will give you called COUNTA. And COUNTA counts the number of non-empty cells in a given range.
I see.
So you can see that we have 3 non-empty cells. So it picked 3. And now if I copy this here, then you've got Some people have 2, some people have 4.
So
etc.
same thing will apply now for the next one also.
Correct.
You can do the same thing for
so we will call this
projects.
skill 1.
No?
Yes. Same thing we should do for number of projects as well.
And yeah.
Skill 3. Skill 4. And now let's get the project data also.
Okay. You want to copy it and then
this is let
then
me
text to
first
columns.
label this as count of skills.
Select this. Go to text to columns. Huh?
Yeah.
Text to columns.
Text to column.
Comma separated.
Delimited. Comma separated. General format.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then count the same thing. Copy the formula.
This.
Copy this formula. The 4 columns. It will work out.
Yeah. Okay. That is true. Actually, I can just do this.
Okay.
Okay. And again, we'll say
Project 1.
Project 2.
A lot of work, huh? To
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
To rank some candidates.
Project
Huh?
4. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why this got.
All right.
It's okay, na?
Yeah. Count of
And then we will have count of projects. Okay. Now the next thing we have is what do we
These are all numerical only.
Now
I think.
these are numerical, right? So the next 2 are numerical.
Let's copy those 2 columns. That's the reason, because it's equal to the side. That one's formatters. It's just copying the format of it. Okay.
And then
now you got everything.
next one is no. So we still have date of availability.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Which is
So this,
how many days to?
Correct. How many days till the person is?
Or subtract dates.
Yes.
From the date when this evaluation was being done.
Correct. So
the date of availability, if you subtract that from this, then
days to availability.
Can you subtract dates?
Yeah, we can. So what we'll do is let's take the date on which this person is available and subtract today's date, which is, so you can actually feed in the date, which is today is 2021, 7th of July. Okay. And now the only thing is that this is given you something in a date format, and we actually want it in a number format.
That format.
Okay, so we'll just format it to number and reduce the number of. So we have 52 days to availability.
Okay. I think it doesn't work. Double click.
This, I think there's some problem with the mouse.
Okay.
Okay. Now we want to know the overall assessment.
Which is, but you know, some of these are 1, some of these are 3, and some of the 52.
So one way to do it is to essentially give it some weights.
First normalize,
yeah, probably better to normalize, right? Yeah. So let's do some normalization. So what do? We'll create a new table. So now that we have all these parameters together, GV, you can see that each of these parameters have a very different range, right? And assuming that all of them have equal weightage, I think it's better if we normalize them all to some number between 0 and 1, right? So what we'll do is let's just take, let's see how we can normalize years of experience, right?
You need a normal value for years of experience.
Correct. So normalized years of experience, you would get it as, so it's this value, and we know that the years of experience is between 0 and the max of that range, right?
If you want to do it like that. Okay.
So if you look at this,
beyond the number of years, you don't care actually. I mean, ideally, the way you should do it is beyond, say, let's say 5 years of experience, I don't care.
That is true.
So I can just divide by 5 and cut it off at 1.
You can do it like that.
Huh?
You can do it like that. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That may be nice to do that way.
We could, but I think what Varsha had said was that they didn't, she had not put in that filter of 5.
Okay.
So she said more the years of experience, the better it is.
Okay.
So simple thing we can do is we can just take the max and divide by the max.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Divide by the max.
So we'll do that. So we will say that this is equal to B2 divided by max of B$2 colon B$11. And that turns out to be, let's just reduce.
So you got now a number which is between 0 and 1.
Between 0 and 1.
And like that, you want to reduce everything to a number.
To some number between 0 and 1.
Then you can add.
Then you can just add.
I see. Yeah.
So shall we leave this as an exercise?
Yeah, I think this can be left like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.